That was good.
We're professionals. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome back to another episode of Break Room Banter.
It's a hairstylist adjacent podcast where each week
Two friends
who also happen to be hairstylists
break down our weeks in the break room. I'm your host, Hunter Walden.
and I am your host, Ericka the Red. I'm gonna start saying hostess. I'm your hostess, Ericka
I like
the Red.
that. I like that.
Yep, that's it.
And today we have a special guest that I have just recently discovered on the TikTokies.
Tiki-taki.
And her name is Dara Hara on TikTok, and she is a salon business consultant. She's worked behind the chair as a commission stylist, as also a booth renter. She's managed someone else's salon. She's also owned salons on her own. And she's spent years working on the education that she now provides, exploring professional salon sales. And throughout her career, one of the constant motivators for her has always been coaching stylists to earn more money. She has developed a proven system that has built hundreds of salon professionals into six-figure earners, and now she's offering her programs to you. And these are available on her website that you can find on her TikTok. And today, welcome to the break room, Dara.
Woo!
Thank you. I am so excited to be here. Thank you.
So, Dara, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, who are you?
Who am I? I am hair obsessed. I'm originally from New York. I always knew I wanted to be a hairstylist. I had one of those play school vanity sets when I was a kid, you know, the plastic little salon.
Yeah.
I have two younger sisters. They were my employees. So
I love that. A
That's
natural
so
born
cute,
leader.
They weren't allowed
right?
to be
Just
clients.
out the gate.
So I am obsessed with the beauty industry. I love helping hairstylists grow. I love doing hair, but now I'm in professional salon sales. And that's because I wanted the opportunity to see that side of the business and honestly just have a reason to get in and out of hundreds of salons every month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
I love that.
Mhm.
I love, like, what I've noticed, like, looking at your TikTok is that you and I both share the love of sharing. And you share without limits. And what really inspired today's episode is a TikTok that I found where you're talking about controversial shit in the industry that you're not
I
afraid
know.
to say.
I loved it. It was so good.
That video.
That video,
And
it's
there
what
it was.
it will be your marker. I'm sure of it. But so basically we've just got for you guys today a list of everything that she said in the video, and I'm going to provide a link to that video as well as there's a part 2 because, you know, any successful TikTok has a part 2.
Right, yeah.
Amen.
As well as part 2.
Those will be linked in the video description on YouTube as well as the Spotify description anywhere you can find the podcast. But let's just kick it off. And Ericka, since this one was your favorite, I'll let you say
Are we
that.
going to do Peek and Pit, you whore?
Oh my God.
Breezed
We always
right
have to
by.
write Peek and Pit on our thing, and we always try to forget it.
It's the one
It's the-
constant, and
yeah,
I always
like-
forget.
It's how we start it.
Okay, well, guest of honor, would you like to start us off with your peak and pit?
Absolutely. I am prepared because I am an avid listener. My peak is being here. I've been looking forward to this all week. So definitely my peak. My pit, I had a salon that I was 2 seconds from converting, and it was going to be a huge sale, and they backed out on me,
Oh, no.
which is totally fine.
Yeah.
Because if you're not ready to change color lines, then I want you to stay where you are. But I put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
So that's my pit. But that's okay.
I mean, it can be defeating after
Right.
you've put in all of that work,
Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
They usually come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
You
was
just give
saying.
them time.
Maybe it's
Yep.
it's not a no, it's a not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just bring them some
Love
crumble
that,
cookies in a
Ericka.
few months.
Right?
Mhm.
Remind them you're still there.
Exactly.
Just checking in, see if you guys need me or anything I
Hmm.
can do for you. That's funny. My peak is that this week's over. It was a long one. Um, and then my pit is that I have a headache right now.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'm a little unprepared for this. I didn't think too hard about it, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
So,
Well, my peak is that this weekend I'm teaching the first class of the year.
yay!
Yay! So exciting.
Yay.
So I'm going to Kentucky,
I think you said
Question mark?
Kentucky.
Yeah.
I think I heard you say that.
I just know I'm driving because I didn't book a flight, and if it's too far when I decide, I guess I'm just driving all night. But yeah, so that's my peak. I get to get out on the road, and I really love doing that. And my pit this week is that I had peopled a little too close to the sun.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I say that was going to
Yeah.
be? I peopled a little close to the sun. So by the end of the day today, I really needed that silent drive home
Yeah.
moment. Yeah. But now I feel fine.
Yeah.
I was silent the whole way home. I didn't listen to a podcast like I normally do.
Just driving.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that.
Cool.
So now that we've gotten that out of the way,
Yeah.
we can
oh
get
my
to the good
gosh,
stuff.
The good stuff. So the first one, actually, I don't want to start with that one. The one I want to
Okay.
start with was the first one in the first video, which was not weighing your color. If you're working for yourself and you're not weighing your color, that you're not as profitable as you think you are. And that is just so freaking true, because there can be so much waste if you don't do that, and every little bit adds up, and color is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand it from a level, like on a salon level, I'll be honest. I only understand it from like as an independent stylist, but like on those times when you don't and you just are in a rush or you're not paying attention or whatever, like you can waste so much color. It's like a half a tube at a time if you're not careful, and that's money down the drain. So
Absolutely.
I just thought that was right off the gate. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to listen to what this chick has to say, because
Yeah.
she's nailing it right off the bat. But
So did you have any other meaning behind that other than just the fact that you're wasting color if you don't know how much you're mixing?
So what I've realized with TikTok is you have to be selective about what you say, because it's the difference between being applauded and being drug across the internet.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, that is true.
What I'd love to say is, especially independent stylists, you're overall sometimes not as profitable as you think you are.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Period.
no, totally.
Because it's easy to think like, I pay this in rent, and then this for color, and then this is everything I make, when the reality is so much comes out. I know you just had Nina Tulullo. Did I say her last name wrong?
Tulio, yeah.
Yeah.
Tulio, and she was talking about her formulation for running cost per minute and overhead, and all of that matters. It matters in commission salons and it matters independently. But weighing it allows you to see when you need to start adding more money to that ticket. Otherwise, you're charging $100 for a foil, but you've used way more color.
Yeah.
And I do it when I break down profit margins with stylists that I work with. Highlights, balayages tends to be the services that are barely profitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're
Absolutely.
just cutting the line.
Totally.
Well, it's easy to say, oh, I did a full highlight, but also you mixed up 90 grams of color. That's 3
Yeah.
extra bowls.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's $75.
It is.
Almost $100 that you're missing out on if you don't. Have
Absolutely.
you heard there's a company out that has like a scale that actually weighs and remembers your guest color every time?
Salon scale.
Yes.
Genius.
Have you used it, or do you have any salons that use it and have any feedback?
I have quite a few. I work for Cosmoprof. We work with Goldwell. Goldwell has a partnership with Salon Scale. I love that the company exists. I kick myself. In 2013, I said, wouldn't it be cool if there was a Bluetooth scale
Yes.
that did I worked with somebody and then I froze because I had imposter syndrome and I was like, I can't do this. And then I was sitting on Instagram in like 2018, 19, and I see salon scale and I was like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I should
Oh
have
my
done it.
gosh. Yeah.
But I'm so excited that somebody brought it to market.
Totally.
Absolutely, yeah.
We need to know. We need to know what we're spending.
And I feel like there is a kind of a shift where people are more interested in learning that.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Well, and I'm not gonna lie, like when I was on your Instagram, there was I can't remember, maybe it was this video, but it was in the comments, and somebody said something about, oh, it was the one about the guy that with the 60% commission, and I was just today talking about a salon that I worked in about that gave 60% commission, but they went under really fast, right?
Right.
And somebody in the comments said something about, like, if you know how to save for your owner, then they can do this, right? And you were like, I love the way you think, or you're my kind of pro, or whatever. And I just was like,
Yep.
God, that's so true. Like, I think I'm sitting here and I'm like, I want you to teach a class in our salon so bad, because I think it would be so great for all of us to hear this.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
And that's why I get called in. I'm not saying anything groundbreaking. I'm just somebody else saying it. It's a different perspective, but his team works with him. They don't waste color. They don't waste shampoo, and it keeps the cost low. So he can share that wealth, and his overhead is low. He's very blessed, and he's generous.
We
But
work for someone that's super generous too.
Totally.
So
Oh, I love when you guys talk about your salon owner.
Yeah.
Oh my
You have a
God.
true leader.
Yeah.
Yes,
She's
we
awesome.
do.
Seriously.
Well,
Totally.
That's
she's
incredible.
laid up in the bed right
Right
now, so
now,
maybe
yeah.
she'll be listening. She'll be binge
Hi,
listening.
Mama
Oh.
Jill. Hope you're feeling better.
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owning a salon is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I
And
used to want to own one when I was young, and I do not anymore. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I don't know if I could. It's just so much. So you have to wear
It's so
so
much.
many hats.
Mm-hmm. Well,
You know?
speaking of salon owners, staying right on topic.
Yeah.
If you are a commissioned salon owner and not helping your stylist grow year after year, you're most likely not going to keep them past 1 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard that, I was like, boom.
Whew. Going to church.
Truth
Yes.
right there.
I walk into commission salons every day and they have turnover and they don't get it. Do you do 1 month touch bases? Are you setting goals with them? Are you holding them accountable? Are you helping them grow their take home? Or are they just clocking in and doing their work?
Right. Absolutely.
Because you guys have that,
We do.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every month we have a one-on-one, and we haven't, never for 3 years haven't missed one.
Yeah. I missed one only because I was out of town. That
Well,
one
yeah,
time.
but like,
yeah.
I'm saying like they've never been canceled.
No, it's never. Mm-mm.
And I've worked in salons where they've said, you know, we're going to do monthly one-on-ones or monthly meetings, and then they're always canceled.
Right. And it's not easy as an owner, especially if you're an owner who's behind the chair, which, let's be real, is most salons.
Yeah. Well,
But if you want your team to stay with you, there needs to be structure.
yeah, and it takes preparation too. Like, you can't just sit down and
100%.
talk about it. Like, there are sheets and sheets of paper that I know for us are printed out that
Yeah.
are like, these are the numbers, and it goes back like 30, 90, 120 days,
Yeah.
even like 2-3 years past, to look at this growth, look at the numbers and how it's working this way.
Yeah.
And like, as a salon as a whole, we understand what's going on as a whole as well as individually.
Yeah.
So like,
Amazing.
yeah,
It's pretty transparent there.
which goes literally right into the next one.
Culture. Is the,
Yeah.
And I love that because I honestly think I have always felt that. Like, I think it took me a minute to figure it out, but now working where I work, I understand it to a completely different degree because it's the healthiest culture I've ever worked in. And I'm like, oh, this is what it can be, you know? And it's
100%.
it's so important. And I that's my message to anyone who ever wants to do hair is look for that.
Well, so with you being in so many different salons every week or every month, you see all of that, right? So like, what?
It's palpable.
Yeah. What is that like to walk into something like that with a
You know
bad
when you
culture?
walk and all of a sudden you get like a chill? There are salons that you come into and you can feel it. The stylists walk past each other and they're just ships passing in the night. And then you go into salons where they greet each other's guests and they're friendly and they pitch in and they help. And you can imagine which ones are busier week over week. And the ones that the stylists don't move around. Because I've had salons I walk into and there's a stylist, and 3 weeks later, she's at another salon down the street.
Yeah.
That you're also walking into, and you're like, oh,
Mhm.
hey, girl.
Oh, and I don't say a word. I'm just like, hi, love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. Don't need to know.
There's, it's kind of a funny story, actually. There's like these two salons somewhat in town here that I've taught at.
Mhm.
And one salon is fully comprised of people who left this salon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they keep just going back and forth. It's like I've taught at them 3 times, and each time they're like, oh, they'll be back over here, or they'll go over here. And I'm like,
It's crazy.
What is going on
That's funny.
in this building right now?
Oh my gosh. Okay, next
Lord
one.
only knows.
You want to go up to that first one?
Yes, that's a good place.
Yep.
If you are not discussing budget in the consultation, you are causing unnecessary discomfort in your professional relationships.
Yes.
And that is just the bluntest, clearest way I've ever heard that put in my life, but it's so true.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I feel like this goes for you a lot, too, even not being behind the chair anymore as a sales consultant.
Mm-hmm.
That
Right.
it can go for so many industries.
Absolutely. And when I had my salon, I was in a beautiful area. Like, you want to talk Mayberry, money. My clients wouldn't bat an eye at extensions, a smoothing treatment, a full balayage, $2,000-$3,000. Here's money. Goodbye.
Where is that place?
Right.
I know, right? You want to go
Where,
I'm
Holly
trying to work
Springs, North Carolina. It's the most beautiful city.
Mhm.
It really is.
my best friend lives in North Carolina, Southern
Mhm.
Pines.
Oh, that's my area.
Really?
Oh, cool.
I go to Southern Pines.
We'll have to
Mhm.
chat after. I'll see if
Absolutely.
you know each other.
But even then, I discuss budget. Do you want to talk about what this is going to cost? Do you want to talk about the maintenance? At least that. And if they say no, then that's okay. You're okay. But I have no problem sharing what it is. And I don't think any stylist needs to. Stand behind your work.
I like the way
Because
that
otherwise
you-
people feel funny.
Yeah. I like the way that you asked that, too, because it's really how I would ask it.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about how much this is going to cost, or are we good to go?
Right.
Like, I like the straightforward. Yeah.
Right.
Like the verbiage on
Give
Stealing
them the
that.
opportunity.
Right? He's like, oh, I'll take that for later.
Because I also don't
Let's
want to
see.
insult you. Some people do get insulted. Like, do you not think I have the money?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I follow you. I see your menu online. You know, I know what this is going to cost.
Mm-hmm.
That is true,
Okay.
too.
I mean, price transparency has become a big thing in the last few years.
It is. Yeah.
I went to a conference in Vegas recently, and they were talking about showing pricing online. How like before, it was like a sign of luxury not to have your prices online, or it's very bespoke,
Yeah.
right? But now I
Mhm.
feel like the transition in our industry, people want to know.
Yeah. They
And
do.
like
Absolutely.
I've had clients ask even like what color line we use to do
Mhm.
research on it before they come in.
Really?
I love
Yeah,
it.
like reach out on
Yeah.
Instagram.
That's cool.
Consumers are more aware. But Gina Bianca really
I love
kind
her.
of set that into motion with
Mhm.
price transparency. So the best
Mhm.
thing we can do is just keep riding that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love the posts with the $sign on it too. Let them know
Absolutely.
how much. If you want this look, that's how much it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this one. Where you went to beauty school does not matter.
Yeah. We
Amen.
talked about that on the pod once, didn't we?
We have already talked
Yeah.
about that before. But I feel like a great apprenticeship is the
the
great
best way
place
to
to
go.
start.
Yeah.
100%. And I think that's important because I have people that comment and they're like, oh, I want to go to school. I was looking at like Graham Webb in Manhattan when I was getting ready to go to school. And I was like, this is ridiculous. So I went to my mom's hairstylist and I said, what should I do? She goes, go to the cheapest school.
Yeah.
As long as they teach you how to pass the test.
That's exactly the advice I
Yeah.
got.
And then that's exactly the advice I got too. I went to a tech school.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I pulled most of my stylists from Aveda when I had my salon, and they came correct.
Well,
T-Spa,
that is
Paul
true.
Mitchell.
That is true. And they do have some amazing opportunities for the students
Right.
in that program.
But I've worked with global color and design artists that went to backwoods community college, and they're doing fine.
Yeah.
They got a
Their
blue
school
check
is
mark.
not
Like, people
the
know who
design
they are.
center. Yeah.
Absolutely. How much debt you have whenever you get your license does not dictate how successful you're going to be.
Right.
Right.
As a matter of fact, it might take longer.
Exactly.
Amen.
Oh, the next one. Okay, hang on. I like this one. Pretty foils are a waste of money.
Oh my gosh, I know. And you want to know
That's
what's
my
so
favorite.
funny? That is the only thing I said in that first video that got me dragged. And not in a mean way,
Yeah.
but people
I'm
were like,
sure,
I love my
though.
pretty foil.
Well, I mean, everybody loves the pretty foil, but it is so true. It's
However, you can have the most efficient foil by using fast foil and having 25% more efficiency in your foiling results.
I see what you did there. And I love it.
Use
And I'm here
code.
for it.
well, what is your code?
Oh, Hunter VIP 10 for 10% off.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
All right.
Good job.
But just kidding. I agree with you fully.
Yeah.
I
Well, pretty foils and efficient foils are different.
exactly.
Right.
Yes.
We'll say that.
But like I don't see the point in paying $20 for a box of 500 foils when I can pay $10 for a box of 1,000 that I just have to rip.
Right.
Yeah, except it's not $10 now. It's like $30.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and I think that was for me because we sell that brand and I have a lot of stylists who want it. And I'm like clicking in their order going, what are we doing? Like, do
Yeah.
it. If you are in a solid place and your profit margins are good, go for it. But if
Buy
you
the
have to have a
foil, yeah.
second job to pay your booth rent, please, which I've encountered. Like, I have a part-time job at Hot Topic because I can't make ends meet.
Yeah.
Please put the pretty foils down.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think that's really, if anything, what anyone should take for it is like, if you're looking for somewhere to
Right.
cut costs, you can start there.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You got the next one?
I can, yeah.
All right.
Ooh, I like this one because it has numbers in it, and I like numbers. Not pre-booking your client leaves $10,000 to $15,000 on the table at the end of the year.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Because if
Expand
you
on that
are
one.
consistently not pre-booking, your guests are just not going to come in 3 to 5 times as much as they could. You think about it, their head pops off the pillow week 8. They look in the mirror, they realize their hair looks like junk. They call you. It takes them how long to get in with you? 2-3 weeks? And then at the end of the year, you've done that over and over again. They could have seen you 10 times in a year. Instead, they saw you 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like the way that you explain
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's impactful. That's what I want to do.
And
love
that's what
it.
social media is about, is making an impact. And I think you're making a
Totally.
great one.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
appreciate
excited.
that.
To see.
I'm excited to watch you grow
Yes,
for sure.
me too.
Oh, thank you guys.
We're going to grow together.
We are. We're going to be hair besties.
I like this one because I talk too much. Some guests don't want to talk to you the whole time.
What do you mean?
During their appointment. Sometimes they want you to shut up and they can
Excuse
just
me?
relax. Right?
Ericka, I'm sure you're a blast to hang out with. But
I mean, I think I'm pretty fun, but not everybody does.
My client the other day,
Oh, God.
my client was just staring at Ericka as I was foiling her hair, and she goes, "Man, if I could bottle up that energy."
I'm dead.
And
It
you know
was
what's
so
funny
Eeyore.
is I'm like doing my client, I'm sitting here, and out of the corner of my ear, I hear Hunter go, "Oh, it's just the B12 shots, probably."
I love
And
it.
I know exactly what he's talking about. And he's like, she's into holistic stuff. And I'm like, what's this chick over here talking about me?
Oh my God.
It was funny though. But no, I mean, obviously, from you, why did that one make that in there?
Well, and honestly, that's a personal thing because I'm like you, Ericka. I'm 100 miles an hour. I will talk to a wall. I love being around people. I'm super social, but I had to grow self awareness because I noticed I had guests that it's like that guy that you're talking to and you have to text him and he never texts you first. That was the conversation. I felt like I was picking up and carrying it. And then I realized they just really don't want to talk. And that's fine. I'll just talk to myself in my head.
Right?
I
can
do that a
entertain
lot.
myself or with the conversations around me.
Right.
Eavesdropping is my favorite pastime.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
God, I love it.
Oh yeah. And sometimes I'll like respond to the conversation in my head, like over across the room. Sometimes it's not in my head, but I've heard that that's really annoying. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to try to stop doing that.
Yeah. I'm very
love it.
guilty of that myself.
Speaking of hearing that it's really annoying, how you are
Yeah.
perceived matters more than most things when it comes to attracting new and keeping your existing clients.
That one hit me hard too. Not gonna lie.
And that's another one that I left vague and open because I want you to hit that and let it hit you where it hits you because it's going to be different for everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because everyone has a different perception of professionalism. I
Absolutely.
saw a TikTok it was viraling. I'm so not social
Wording?
media wording today. It was viraling. It was rolling in the viral scapes, and it was a girl that said she doesn't feel like she has to dress up for her clients.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
that
that
one.
her clients are happy, and someone like roasted her in the comments saying that like we need to pay homage to the ones that have come before us.
Oh well.
So, but it's like everyone has a different perception
Yeah.
of that, and where you are in the world is going to dictate what other people's versions of professionalism
Yeah,
are.
that's true.
And I think, Hunter, you being an educator and you travel and you get out, but we all know that there are hairstylists that go into a salon and work in that same salon for the majority of their career, and they don't know what exists on the outside. I've been in salons where they're all boho chic, they're totally punk rocker, and they have mohawks and neon colored hair. And then you go into some where they're black top to bottom, very clean, sleek, have an aesthetic and own it, but
Thing,
Well,
as long
brush
as
your
you have
teeth.
it, own it.
Yeah, well,
Right.
and if that chick doesn't want to dress up, then she just needs to be in a low key salon.
Right.
That's gonna attract a low key guest. You know what I mean? She will find her niche. She will find people that think that's fine. You know what I mean? And just like the person who whatever thinks you should dress up if that's what you want to do. But
Absolutely.
I
Ooh,
hear
this-
the dogs.
Yeah.
They're
You
going
can't hear
crazy.
them on the camera, but if they're bothering you, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I have two. I gave them a
There's-
pep talk before we started.
Oh, there's a million in here, and there's a Pomeranian, so he just never shuts up.
Okay, wait. I want the next one.
Dang it. I
Yeah.
wanted the next one. Go ahead.
No, because that was mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you don't treat your guests like they're one gift card away from seeing another stylist, you're delusional.
Yep. And that wasn't mine originally. One of my original mentors, Leah Freeman, who was with Redken, she was a huge color artist. Now she's with Lanza. She told me very early in my career those exact words.
I
And
feel
I tell
like
everyone.
I've heard that before too. Maybe that's why it stuck out to me so much, but it's just true because yeah, what if someone gives them a gift card and even though it's not their stylist, they're going to go get their hair done and what if she treats them better, you know? She's just one gift card away. It's not like she's not necessarily always going to go and have a worse experience, you
Right.
know?
Mm-hmm.
You want them to go, enjoy it, but know that they are in a better place with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then so something else you mentioned in those videos is that you have classes about having hard conversations with
Yes.
guests.
I actually just did that class last week. I'm doing it again next week.
Okay. Where could someone go to find that?
So I'm going to upload that course on my website. I'm just being super critical because I feel like in person, it does such a good job of hitting everything. And I just want to make sure if it's going into a course form, I'm delivering 100% of what needs to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite.
Absolutely.
That's my back
Okay.
builder, my spine builder.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
So, what's next for you? You're rising up on TikTok. Are you planning on like really taking that on? And
I would love to. There's aspects of it that I absolutely love. I think with anything, you're open to criticism, and you put yourself out there. And I've not really done that on social media. So I'm experiencing so much love and support. But I know that one thing in the wrong direction, and it's so, you just don't know. I do love my position right now. I love supporting salons. It's getting me into salons to educate. So I have my 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. And then I do coaching calls in the mornings, at night, on the weekends. And then I have speaking engagements.
nice.
And
Dang,
my
girl, you
position is
busy.
great because they
Look
want
at
me
you.
to educate in salons. The more successful a salon is, the more they're going to need from me. So it's like full circle.
Absolutely, yeah. So are you doing those things virtually, or are you trying right now to stick to regional where you're traveling in person, face to face?
Most of what I do has been in person. It wasn't until I started jumping on TikTok that I realized there was a need for what I was giving. And I had my website, but I redirected it to accommodate people who wanted to have discovery calls. So I offer free discovery calls. They're usually 30 minutes. We talk about what challenges you're having and how I think I could potentially help. I add value in that call so that way you leave with something that you could kind of move in a direction. But then also, if you want to pay me to hold your hand, you can pay me to hold your hand. But really, you could just watch all my videos and you could put the pieces together for the most part. But my courses will begin launching by March.
Okay.
I'm just so
Awesome.
tough on myself. I want them to be perfect.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing whenever you're trying to put something out that you care about so much.
Yeah.
Is it will take the longest. The more you care about it, the longer it'll
the
take.
longer it's gonna take.
I
Yeah.
keep
'Cause
tearing
you're
it
just gonna
apart and
critique
going
it.
back in. My friend Marissa, who does my back end, she's like, "Will you just launch it? Please, God, launch it."
She's like, just pull the trigger already.
She's like, "I'm gonna
girl."
choke you."
I'm on her side. I think you should just launch
I know.
it.
I want you to. Seriously.
And I could always pull it back and add to it. So I have like 3 that are ready to go. So they'll probably be up by March.
Yeah.
Good for you.
All right.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Well, where can the people find you?
So you can find me on TikTok at Dara Hera. I'm on Instagram at Dara_Brubaker. And my website is www.darabrubaker.com.
Wonderful.
All right.
Got it.
Wonderful.
We'll link it too.
Yes, it will be
Yeah.
linked in the video description on YouTube and then in the podcast description everywhere else.
Yep.
Ericka, do you have anything to add? Any questions?
Nothing. Just that I'm like really excited that you talked to us, and I can't wait to like hear more from you.
We do have
appreciate it.
2 more questions though
Oh.
for you.
Oh yeah. Okay, you forgot that. I forgot this, so we're even.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, so
So-
I'll ask the first one
Go
because
for
this
it.
one's my favorite.
Okay.
Sure.
So we ask these questions to all of our guests, and all of our guests are handpicked because they have inspired us in one way or another. whether it be their success or something that they've said that just really strikes a chord with us. And what we know to be true about success and inspiring others is that there happens to sometimes be some downfalls, right? So what is the most notable time that you have had to pick yourself back up after a fall or misstep in your career?
I love this. And I'm totally prepared.
I knew
I
you
love
would be.
it.
Because I listen. I'm in the car like 40 hours a week.
I love this.
Hang on, I take it back. My peak is that you listen to our podcast
Oh my God, I
before you
love
were a
you.
guest. That's actually my real peak.
I know, like, I
Yeah,
stalk
you're
you
the
guys.
actual. I think you're the first guest that has bothered to listen
Yeah.
before you came on.
Oh, I couldn't have not. I've been lost.
It just feels really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I
It's
appreciate it.
Warmed my heart, seriously.
But to answer your question, after I closed my salon, which was right after COVID, I appreciate the chapter. I'm grateful, but I had no business. It's not for me. Owning a salon was just way too much. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I had great people with me. They're all tremendously successful. The salon was successful, but it did a toll. It took a toll. So after that, I kind of had to pivot, and I just wanted the opposite of being a business owner. So I went to work for a corporate salon as a manager, and it was local to me, huge salon, 29 chairs. And within a year, they offered me a regional salon manager position, and then they offered me an assistant store manager. And I stepped out of the beauty industry for the first time in like 15, 14 years at that point. And it took me 7 months to realize it was the biggest mistake I had ever made. And so I left that position and found Cosmoprof. But there's something that goes through you when you go from running your day, running your life, to having to like ask for a day off. It's humbling. But I was also grateful to be not completely dependent on myself. Just get a paycheck, go to work, do my job, come home.
Right.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
Absolutely.
You know. Yeah. So the next one is, can you share with us a moment where you have surprised yourself with something you've accomplished? So
I worked a hair show with Sam Villa and Leah Freeman my first year with Redken as an artist, and standing backstage in that convention center with Sam a foot from me, somebody I idolized my entire career, and Leah, who took me under her wing. She was incredible. She would text me and call me and check on me. There was something about standing there and really taking it in that like I was there. And Hunter just discussed this in a recent episode about how, you know, you can't believe you're in that room, but you're in that room. And for me, that was that was huge. And then going to a premiere Orlando a few years later, running into Sam and having him grab me and hug me. Dara, what's going on? I'm like, I can't believe you remember me.
Aw,
You
so
know my
sweet,
name?
right?
I mean, this guy meets everyone. So that was really the first time in my career and one of the most incredible experiences over the course of my career. Just so humble. Something about being with the most successful people in this industry. The commonality is the ability to just give and be humble and loving. And I just admire it. And that's the secret. You want to be successful? Be kind, be generous, be willing to give of yourself. If you have a gift, share it.
Absolutely. Well, holy cow.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
totally.
for being an amazing guest on our podcast. I'm so
appreciate
happy
it.
that you're here.
Right?
But for now, that's all we have for you guys.
That's it.
Once again, if you would like to follow Dara, she is Dara Hera on TikTok. And from her TikTok, everything else is linked in
Yeah,
her link tree.
Totally.
Yep.
That
You
is
can find her
that
website
was
and
really easy
everything.
to do.
So,
If you'd like to follow us on our social media journeys, I am at HairXHunter on all the things.
I am Ericka the Redhead on all the things.
We have a podcast Instagram at Breakroom Banter Pod on
all
the things. As well as our Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/Breakroom Banter Pod. Until next week, bye. Who wants better sex this year?
I mean, really? I think everybody does this year.
Well, I know someone who can help. At adamandeve.com, it is a sex... Who wants better sex this year?
I mean, I think everybody does, Hunter.
Well, I know someone who can help. adamandeve.com is a sex-positive site where you can find almost anything you desire.
Listeners of this podcast will receive 50% off plus free shipping.
Not only that, you will get some extra sexy bonus items as well.
We cannot forget to mention that everything will be packed and shipped 100% discreetly.
Just use code BRBPOD at checkout for 50% off and free shipping.
And your extra sexy bonus items.
Oh, go to adamandeve.com.
Use code BRBPOD.
And make 2023 sex the best sex of your life.
Oh, yeah. Ergo styling tools exist to create hair styling tools that are easier to use, ergonomically friendly, and friendly to the body and deliver longer lasting shiny hair.
You want to read it one more time?
Yeah. Ergo styling tools exist to create hair styling tools that are easier to use, ergonomically friendly to the body, and deliver longer lasting shiny hair.
Originally started as Ergo Research Inc., a research company to help hairstylists who were in pain after a day in the salon. What we've learned now allows everyone to look and feel their best every single day.
For nearly 30 years, leading hairstylists and salons have chosen Ergo styling tools for professional use and offer them to their clients to keep their hair healthy and beautiful at home.
You can choose Ergo styling tools and choose longevity in your career and healthier and shinier hair, and get 10% off by using code HUNTER in all caps at checkout.
So go to www.ergostylingtools.com and use code HUNTER, make sure it's in all caps, for 10% off your order.
Yeah.